Okay. The contact number, I'm trying to fix my phone number. You're welcome once again. I'm trying to fix my phone number so that if you want to call in, 3938 I'm checking for it. 3899 055 673. Yeah, contact number. Yes, you're welcome. It's nice having you back. Contact. I'm finding it difficult here. Oh my good God. Okay. You're all welcome. Baby, I will call good evening. God bless you. Sister Dumi, God bless you. You're welcome. Yeah. Sandra, you're welcome. Good evening. I'm so glad to see you guys. Isabella, you're welcome. All the way from Germany. My good in-law, you're welcome. It's nice having you again. Yes. Last week, we talked about infidelity. And I really thank those that were in the house. They really made it very, very interesting. Yes, I can remember a lot of contributions that came. Yes, yes, I'm trying to remember. Yes, I remember when Mrs. Ameze said we shouldn't bug any man that is into it. Aina James, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so excited seeing you guys around. I'm so happy. If you have a message to send, I'm trying to place my contact phone number there. You can even call me even while, within the week. You can send in any topic you want us to discuss. Yes, that we shouldn't allow such things to bring problem among us. It's something that is happening, but yes, that's the phone number. That's the phone number there. Yes, you can call in, you can send message even within the week, you can send message through WhatsApp and all. So, in fact, I would want to share my gain. Lady Zion Mother's Creativity. You are welcome. I'm so glad you are in the house. Yeah, you're welcome. So, yeah, last time, I personally gained from the contribution somebody sent in that said no matter what, we should accept our husbands the way they are. If you happens to have a man, what he was trying to say, that you happens to have a man, or I happens to have a man that is not faithful, I should accept him that way and see how we can work this out. Yes, you're welcome. So how we can work things out. That one never left me. It has been in there. For as many that we want to build his or our home, you have no option that to accept him just the way he is. And yes, Pastor Rita last week said, quitting is not always the solution. Yes, separating, letting it go is not always the solution. Because of infidelity on the part of the husband, you want to divorce, you want to go away, that we should always consider the consequences. Yes, a lot of people called in last week to make us to understand that one thing that interests me most was that they were all saying the same thing. I thank God for the generation of today. I never expected it that way. I was thinking somebody would say, no, we have to divorce, we must divorce, we must divorce. As many that called in, they all talked about letting it go, seeing how they can join hands together to resolve it. So what are we discussing? We have been talking about infidelity in marriage. And this thing is very, very common. It's everywhere. So for those that have not noticed theirs, they will be, yeah, Victor, I will call you are welcome. Yeah, you are welcome to the house. So for those that have not noticed it, they think they are on the top. But for those that have noticed it, they think they are beneath. It is not like that. It is not something that is not common. It's everywhere. But when we get to know it, what we need to do is for us to just see how we can resolve it. Quitting is not always the problem. Yes, a brother said last week that we should see how we can what? Forgive even before the act is being done. Even I've been trying to think of it. Forgive before the act is being done. Well, God will help us, will give us the grace. Today, we are going to be talking about infidelity in the aspect of the women. Once again, I welcome you all to Biwo House. Yeah, Pastor Rita, you're welcome. In this place, we don't want to condemn anybody. We are trying to see how we could, put minds together and help ourselves and even help our children that are upcoming, help the society to see how we can keep our home, our marriages, our children, our relationship intact without condemning anybody. So the motto of this program is taken from Proverb 31, when King Lemuel remembered the prophecy that his mother taught him. So here we are to teach ourselves how we can keep our lives and be happy. So today we want to look at that of women. You can call in. The topic is already there. But before anybody could call in, I want to be dwelling on it. You have right to call in at any time. You see, the aspect of infidelity on the part of women is an aspect we don't really take to be an issue, but it is real and is happening among us. Yes. So this aspect is what I want us to discuss today, what I want us to look into in such a way that it will not be a problem. Yeah, I put it, how could men react? What are you expecting from the side of the men? How do you think they should react when they hear of such thing? And again, what is it that could lead women to it? And again, how common it is? Just say something. You can call in and say something. You can just write it also. How is this thing going? So, infidelity, as we have said last week, is an act of being unfaithful to your spouse, act of being unfaithful to your husband or to your wife. We discussed that of men last time. Yeah, Valentina, you are welcome. Yeah, you really made last week interesting. You are welcome again. Irene, we have two Valentina. They all came in at the same time. Irene, Valentina too, from UK, you are welcome. Yeah, Valentina Osaemere from Nigeria, you are welcome, madam. I'm happy it's nice having you guys here. So, as I have been saying, this infidelity in the part of the women is also as common as that of men. It's very, very common too. When we talk about infidelity, as I've said last week, it's a little bit wider than adultery. There is the emotional infidelity, where people, as I said before, tap current. It could be those days we used to say, where is it written in the Bible that romance is a sin? Yes, it's an emotional infidelity. Some women are into it. They've not really committed the sexual aspect, but they are into it. They are doing it. Then is an infidelity. You're being unfaithful. And another one again, you can also be emotional if this emotional infidelity. This one is the type where you spend time. You spend time, a man spending time with an outside woman, even if he's not into sexual act with her. And also a woman having a male friend. It's good. It's not a bad thing to have a male friend. But when it begins to rob your husband of his precious time with you, today, like today night is Sunday. Some men are at home, their women will be on phone with an outsider. Or some women will be on phone with an house, and men will be on phone with another man. It is not an ideal thing. So when the other one begin to suffer this thing, it can also be referred to as if it's infidelity. So what am I trying to say is this: let us all learn to know that this thing is real. And how do we trash it? What do we do? How should the men react? I could remember there was a case my father had then. Yeah, my father is so close to us and he relates a lot of cases with us too. There was this infidelity in the part of a woman that he had to intervene. And in fact, the way he treated it, I was really impressed. So he told the man that, like this woman, in most cases, the women that do have this problem are the women that their husband is far away from. Yes, though it's not an excuse for you to go into such. But at times things could be so trickish they would not know that yes, this thing will lead them to such act. As in, they receive praise from other men, they receive gift from other men, not knowing that the extent to which this thing will go. One will say, is it a crime? It is a crime. It is not good for an housewife to be receiving praise. Somebody could praise you fine, but there's an extent to which you could go, you put an end to it. It is not a good thing. I used to tell even my daughters that an ordinary sweet can make you to start falling for somebody. So one should always be careful on how he relates with the outsider. Anybody in the house, I'm expecting your call regarding this topic. So my father made the man to understand that this thing that has happened can also happen from your side. And he made the man to understand that even you have not been faithful. So in this way, you even had a child from another man. So it's not that he was covering for the woman. He was trying to make the man know that you've left this woman for years. This issue of traveling abroad, you've left this woman for years. Coming back now, you should expect such thing. Even if not, there are women that were faithful, but even if she was not faithful, you knew that when you were here, she never did it. So you left her. So the issue, they were able to resolve the issue and they are back together and they are still happy. So what am I trying to say is that this thing is happening. So how do we deal with it? What do you have to say? That men that are having such problem, we know what to do about it. But I, from my own point of view, we want the society to know that this thing is happening. Now that we know that it is happening, how do we go about it? So I am still expecting your call. While we are expecting our calls, there was a time I had the same problem too. One would say, hey, when it happened to me, I was like shocked. How can? I just told my husband, I said, I thank God that this thing happened to me. It will help me to understand other people. So you might be able to use your life story too, but you have to seek permission from your husband. Because even this one I'm going to say, I also told my husband that I'm going to let the house know. The Bible says we overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. When I found myself liking another person, yeah, ma, are you on WhatsApp? Yes, I'm on WhatsApp with this number. With this number on the screen. If you're not seeing the number, you let me know. So when I have a problem with this, I didn't keep it secret, because that is where people always have problem. Before I could tell my husband, I begin to like having mind. It's not love. I don't believe it. It's not love. I called my sister's husband. I said, look, I'm in love. He said, yes. The man said, yes, it's good to be in love with your husband. I said, it's not my husband. He said, hey, fire on the mountain. Then I called another friend. I told him, I said, look, see the problem I'm passing through. I also called a female friend. I said, have you people heard of this thing before? See what is wrong with me. She said, oh, is it your turn? That she once had the same problem. I said, how did you deal with it? She said she went to the church. She went to the pastor and said, Pastor, I am possessed. He said, the pastor now said, possessed? What is wrong with you, sister? Because she's a member of the prayer band. She said when she explained to the pastor, the pastor started laughing. I said, you are not possessed. So what am I trying to say? The reason why we are going to this extent is for us to know that this thing can be real. But how you go about it, man, you said yes. Yes, in what sense? So you said, the pastor now said, this thing is something that is common that could happen to anybody. But how you go about it, it matters. Yes, Sister Dumi, you're saying, I don't understand this expecting your partner as they are. How do you, Sister Dumi, I'm trying to get your message. If will not condone your partner to continue with their behavior. I don't understand this. Accepting your partner. Sister Dumi, I'm not getting your question. You can call in. You have my number. Just call in and let me know. Get it better. So as I'm saying, she now said, the person now said, no, it's one of those things you could encounter in life. But how do you relate it? How do you trash it is what is important. So in my own case, When it got to an extent, I called my husband and I told my husband. And I thank God, you know why he asked me? You want to hear? He said, then what do we do? That was what he asked me. I said, yes, I need you around. He was working in a different place. Let me pick a call from Dumi. Sister Dumi. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Okay. Are you guys hearing her? Please explain more this part of accepting your partner as they are. How do one accept a strange behavior? Will this not condone your partner to keep on doing their thing, whatever they are doing? Okay. Okay. When you confront the problem, when you react to a problem, I think it's going to be changed. But when you are accepting it, it means you are okay with it. That it can continue. Okay. Please explain more. How do we accept something that is not acceptable and live with it? To me, it's like you are accepting it, that it should continue. Okay. Allora, are we, Sister Dumi is asking a question. I guess we all heard it on the platform. The question is this: when we are saying accepting your partner the way he is, does it mean for him, me to her, she said the way she's getting this question, mean if you are accepting him because he's a thief, or because he's a liar, or because he's a man, a promiscuous man, it means you are accepting him to continue. It means you are condoning it. So if you are in the house and you want to say something about it, you can call him. But for me, when we say accept, if I have an husband that is a liar, or that is unfaithful to me, if I refuse to accept my husband, I am not accepting the infidelity aspect of him, but I am accepting him now as my husband. No matter what he is my husband, because the weak aspect of him is not what is making him my husband. He is my husband because we took vows together. We made a covenant before God. That makes him my husband. So every other circumstances surrounding him, his character, just name it, does not count as far as I'm concerned. I have to accept him first as my husband, then joining hands together to deal with it. I don't know if you're getting what I am explaining. I don't think it means accepting. I don't think it means accepting it. God doesn't accept sin, yes, but know that for our sinful nature, that doesn't mean He will stop walking beside us as His children. I am trying to get what Oge is sending in. Okay, you can call him because I'm not getting it right. So what I am trying to say is that accepting the man does not mean you are accepting his sinful nature. I believe that is what Oge is saying. Accepting the man does not mean you are in support of what he is doing. Accepting him is that knowing fully well this is who he is. If you look at the book of, I think it's in Proverbs, Abigail, the foolish man's wife, accepted the wife, the husband, even after all the mess, and again gave him time, get himself ready for the right time to approach him. That is the acceptance we are talking about. If he comes in and start quarreling for what he has done to King David, knowing the consequences of what he has done, he wouldn't have been able to resolve issues. So he went to the man at the time he knows that the man will give him ear. But if we say we don't want to accept the man, then there will be hatred, there will be bitterness, there will be pains in our hearts that will make us not to be able to trash the problem on ground. Yes, that is what Oge said is saying. That accepting him does not mean we are accepting the sin. No, we hate that aspect of him. But to get him know this, we've got to join hands with him. Just like what I was saying about myself. I calling my husband to tell my husband that I am liking another man. If my husband had reacted, he wouldn't have been able to maybe react bitterly, call family meeting, detest me. It's not going to help me because I might begin to keep secrets. But that accepting me and saying, how do we go about it? Is an acceptance. Is accepting me but doesn't want the problem I was into. He was saying, how could we now resolve it? So my sister, I don't know if your question has been answered. Yeah, Pastor Rita is sending me something. You can also be accepting him, knowing that he needs help and support over his problem. That is it. So the acceptance aspect is just that you want to resolve the problem with him, because this one now is an issue. Then if you do not accept him the way, that is why evil people don't speak out, because they feel that who will want to give me an ear? Who will want to know that this thing is a problem to me? Who will want to know that this thing I am not enjoying it? The understanding is the acceptance we are talking about. It is not the sin. So, sister, when we say accept, we need to okay, Kem is sending a contribution. You accept him to get out of his or her situation instead of pushing him away. Yes. He said accepting, he's contributing that accepting him to remove him from the problem, not pushing him into it. Yes, Chase Fashion is saying it too. It means accepting the fact that he or she has done wrong that needs to be corrected instead of pushing him away. Yes, sister, I don't know if you are getting all the contributions so far. So acceptance is not that, yes, this thing led me to one contribution Sister Valentina from Nigeria made last time, that the husband, no matter the condition or the situation the man is into, no matter how bad it has gone, that the husband is the closest person to him, even closer than the children. The husband is herself. So if the man is in a mess, she is also in a mess. So they need acceptance to put themselves together. Somebody is calling in. Hello. Good evening. You're welcome, sir. Are we hearing what the caller is saying? Continue, sir. I just want to quickly do my contribution regarding what the question the caller said. Yes. You know, we are told in the Bible that while we were yet sinners, they are not hearing. Yes. So it means that we never merited it, but He died for us. We think we are Christians, as husbands, as wives. Once we are believers, we should handle every aspect of our life the way Christ loved us and died for us. Can we make it louder? Which means that when we have our partner, our wife or husband, we should know that for sure, one, we are getting married. Oh, caller, please increase your voice. They are not hearing you. Okay, what I am saying, are you? Yes. Hearing me now? Yes. What I am saying is that we should have the same approach like Jesus Christ. Okay. We are told in the Bible that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. It means that not that we merited it, but because of the love that He had for us, He gave His life. So when we are also getting married to our partner, to live with them, we must also have that same attitude of Christ. Okay. To love them, knowing fully well that they are imperfect human beings. Oh, God bless you, sir. Let me just quickly tell you what happened. When I was in Lagos, one of my pastor friends met a lady in the church, and the lady said she was a virgin. So the pastor was so in a hurry to marry the lady because she said she was a virgin. This is my very good friend, not that somebody told me. My wife will also be explained to this story. After the wedding, the pastor rushed, they went to the hotel to have their, and the pastor discovered that the wife was not a virgin. And I asked the wife, but you told me that you are a virgin. And the
separated. But because of the attitude of Christ that is in the pastor, he was able to accept the defeat from that wife and still love her, and today they are still married. So what I want to say is that we should have Christ attitude in all that we do, and it will help us.
Amen. God bless you, sir. I guess we all heard him, and this one is indeed wonderful example or contribution. You see, just as he has said, just the Lord will always tell us, just as we are, we should come. With our body, with everything, we should come. You see, when we begin to understand, you know what, I even, like in my own case, I told my husband that this thing is a lesson for me, because I can't imagine myself in such mess, in such a thing that is having mind for another person. So it's just for me to know, because there I used to feel no feel spiritual. I used to feel I'm just too much, but that thing humbled me and made me to understand that people can be in such situation. And when I begin to carry out investigation on it, I realize that people are battling with it. Even women have battled with it. So what am I trying to say in this essence, according to what he has contributed? Just the way he is, accepting, just like we can always go to Christ just the way we are. Not going to Christ because we want to continue. Mama Favor, you are welcome. Not going to Christ because we want to continue in sin, but going to Christ because we want him to give us the grace to come out. We want him to see us through. We want to pour it before him. If our husband cannot have the God to come to us, even in acceptance, with the head on our chest, crying, even if he's not showing any sign of remorse, you can keep praying, believing God for it. And again, at this period, learning to believe him counts. Even when we go to God and say, God, we will not do it again. At times, we still go back. We will not do it again. He's still there to receive us. But we are not saying this thing to condole us, to condole sin. What I'm saying is that in difficult times, always try and discuss things out with your husband. Use scriptural verses that can make you people see the consequences of it all. Yes, Sister Dumi. Okay, I told you it's a message. So what am I trying to say is that we should, Amedo, one of UK, you are welcome, ma. Thank you very much, ma. So what am I trying to say is that we should always, the acceptance we are talking about is just like Christ will always accept us. I keep on repeating this because it is very important. We should learn to accept one another like that. It will help us to be always sincere to ourselves. It will help us to always open up when one is in such situation. There was a pastor's wife that had the same mess.